This is Volusia Today, a public information radio program brought to you by the County of Volusia.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Volusia Today, a public information program brought to you by the County of Volusia. I'm Clayton Jackson with the Volusia County Community Information Division, and joining me today is my co-host, Dave Hunt. How's it going, Dave?
Good morning. You know what I've been struggling with is these weather up and downs. You know, it's cold one day and then the next day it's 85 degrees. We're looking to have a beautiful weekend coming up. It's been nice. We're so blessed to live in Volusia County, so blessed to live in Florida. And then also I saw yesterday that Mainland football won the state championship, which is amazing. I went to Creek, but still, it's a big. It incorporates like all of Volusia County. It's our home, and that's one of our football teams. So that's an amazing accomplishment. So big shouts to the Mainland football team for sure. That's awesome.
And was it a last-second field goal that won it?
It was. I caught a little bit of it scrolling through the social media, and wow, I mean, what an amazing way to win. You know,
right? Not trying to relive my glory days of high school football, but I was a punter and kicker, so it gives me a little bit of pride right there that the winning was, or the way to win was a field goal. So hey, hats off to that person.
For sure. I graduated in 06, so they were dominant. They've always been the dominant team in our area, so it's good to see them win the state. They were close last year. They made it to the championships last year, and they pulled it off this year. So once again, congrats to Mainland High School football.
Yes,
for sure.
Absolutely. So before we get into today's segment with Bobby King from the Volusia County Transit Services Division, we just want to bring a little bit of news to everybody. Work Local is a new career advancement platform and mobile app designed for candidates to share their unique career goals anonymously and connect with hiring companies through powerful matching algorithms. Job seekers are encouraged to join the Work Local community, build their profile, and gain access to opportunities on their skill sets. For more information, you can go to worklocaljobs.com. And Dave, you got some news for us?
Well, let's just talk about that for a second. I mean, that's if you are in the job market or you are looking for a job, you know, there's Indeed, there's some services out there. But the way it was explained to us, we had Katrina Frail in here, I think it was last week, and it's a whole new way to go about the job seeking process, and also for employers. So I would definitely give that a look if you're in the job market. There's a lot of jobs out there, and it would just be another outlet to.
And like I said, employers, if you need people, hey, this is another avenue to attract a crowd.
That's it for sure. And then on another front, a while back, I don't even know, maybe it was 7 months ago, we did a groundbreaking at the Marine Science Center for the new Raptor exhibit, and the ribbon cutting for that is actually coming up on December 12th. If you're interested at 9 a.m., December 12th at 9 a.m., if you're interested in participating in that, please reach out to Stephanie Harris at seharris@volusia.org or call 386-304-5545. That's going to be an amazing event. If you haven't been to the Marine Science Center in Volusia County, first off, you need to go do that. And then this new Raptor exhibit is amazing. They have owls, they have hawks, they got all sorts of super cool birds, and now they have these big spaces to live in for the rest of their life because these birds are injured, you know. So it's an amazing addition to the Marine Science Center, already a place where that's just packed full of education and opportunities to learn and experience what Volusia County has to offer for sure.
All right, so disclaimer out there for our listeners, when we say the Raptor exhibit, we do not mean dinosaurs. We mean birds. All right, so let's go into today's segment. Bobby King, Transit Services Division Director, how's it going today?
It's great. It's Friday.
Yes.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Pleased to talk about our new service.
And what is that new service?
So our new service is called VoRide. It is a rideshare program that we implemented Tuesday. And we've been working on this project for a long time. It's something that is new in the transit industry, up and coming type of service. There's always something evolving in transit. We're not the first to implement it, but I think that we're one of the first in Florida for a large transit agency to come up with a way to implement this into our current system. And the way it benefits us the most is it provides people rides that on demand, so they can utilize their app to book a trip right away, and you don't need to be near a transit hub to do that. So that's something that we've never had before. So I'm excited about it.
So VoRide is a ride share service.
Yes.
Elaborate a little bit on what this type of model is for VoRide.
Okay, so when I say rideshare, it's meant to be a situation where you're in a vehicle with other people that are taking a trip to similar location that you are. So if I book a trip to Walmart, and along the way somebody else has booked a trip, the driver is going to stop and pick that person up too. And so your van could be filled with folks at times, and it could be less at times or more at times. Or you could also get a single ride sometimes, depending upon the need at that time. But as you're going towards your destination, you're going to be stopping to drop off people and pick up people along the way. And that's the way it's the most efficient for us to run. It makes it more cost effective for us.
And VoTran is fixed route buses. That's what it's been for a long time, correct?
So we have two services.
Right.
Fixed route, which is the large bus. It takes a specific route. That's why it's called fixed. Every single day, stops at a stop at a certain time every single day, multiple times a day. And then we also have paratransit, which is we refer to as the smaller bus. And that's for our ADA clients or folks that need assistance to get on a bus. So you may be an ADA client, but if you're able to traverse a fixed route bus, that may be your better choice. But if you're not able to traverse a large bus, we'll come pick you up at your door, help you get into the vehicle, and then drop you off at your location, help you out, things like that. So we have that specialty service that we call Gold Service.
So now you got a three-prong approach now with VoRide, correct? A little
Right.
bit more flexibility, a little bit more to you, to the customer in general. And the crazy thing that I heard is it's $2 per trip. Is that true?
It's $2 per trip.
How does that work?
Let's say that again, Bobby. Tell our listeners again, how much was that?
$2 per person per trip. So one way. So obviously, if you're going to utilize it on your way back, you're going to pay another $2. But you would do that if you were riding any of the other two services that we provide too. So one way is $1.85 on our fixed route, and it's $3 on our paratransit.
And that's just for DeLand, correct? Or how does that work?
Currently, it's just for DeLand.
Okay.
We have two zones that we've identified now to implement this in. And one is the DeLand area, and one is, we call it the Deltona area, but it's really the Deltona, Orange City, DeBerry area. So it's our southwest zone. And so we started it in DeLand because DeLand has one fixed route bus that goes, or one, basically one way right through Woodland Boulevard. All of our trips are run through Woodland Boulevard. So the outskirts don't have access to fixed route. So if you're a half a mile away from Woodland Boulevard, you may not be willing to walk that far to get on a bus. So you either find other transportation or you don't have transportation at all. So our focus was to try to provide the outskirts a way to get to the bus, maybe to go for a longer trip, or to just utilize a quick trip to the store because they can't get there any other way. And so that this service in DeLand helps those folks that haven't had that kind of service before. We started in DeLand on purpose because we won't need to make any changes to our current service. This is an addition to our current service. The next zone will have changes to the service, and we didn't want to try to implement that right out of the gate without introducing the public to this service first.
So I've got to go back to the $2 fares because I've been trying to help you all promote this program and so forth. But some people are saying there's got to be a catch. $2, there's got to be a catch. Maybe that's, $2, but every mile I've traveled, it's an additional 30 cents. Maybe peak time surcharges, so like during the morning rush and the evening rush, it's got to be more. There's got to be a catch, $2.
Yeah, that's a good question. So we did choose $2 for a reason. The point is to get people onto this service. If they're currently using our paratransit service, they're paying $3, but that is a very expensive service for us to provide. Those folks can't schedule an on-demand trip. So like say I wanted to do that trip right now, I can't do that. I have to give Boatran 24 hours notice to book a paratransit trip. So we're trying to encourage our paratransit riders to move to this service so that they can have on-demand service, which is what they really want. That's what they always tell us is, why can't I book right now? It just doesn't work that way for us because we have to schedule drivers and runs and stuff like that, and that always has to come ahead of the day before. So this is something that we're outsourcing to a contractor, and so that makes it a little bit cheaper for us to provide. And because we expect it to be, full vans, full ride share type of scenario, that also makes it a cheaper service for us to provide. So we do get grant funding for a lot of our services. So it's not completely funded by the county. It's partially funded by the county, partially funded by grant funds, and then partially funded by the revenue that we receive from the rides.
So the $2, so we'll reiterate this, is a flat fee. There's no peak time surcharges, no per mile. It's literally $2 from curb to curb. That's what it is. And just want everybody to realize this, you're not allowed to tip your drivers, correct?
Correct. We
Correct.
do not encourage tipping. They're not expecting to be tipped. They're paid. So that's how they get paid. It's not anything anybody needs to worry about.
So literally $2 per ride. I was trying to drive that in there.
$2 per ride. Now, I do want to stress that this is a zoned area, so don't expect to take that $2 trip to Daytona. It is specifically, a drawn-out geographical area.
Which is available in the app if you download.
Is, exactly. You can see exactly where it services. And it's really almost the entire area of DeLand. So I don't think anybody needs to worry that it won't cover them. But maybe the northern DeLeon Springs area, we'll start to, phase it out in some of the geographical area in that place. But for the most part, the city of DeLand, all of the city of DeLand area is going to get serviced by this. And if you are interested in a trip that takes you outside of the zone, we'll transfer you to a VoTran bus because our VoTran buses do travel further down into DeLand, Deltona, DeBary, and Orange City, and also to Daytona and beyond. So,
What's the app?
So the app is VoRide.
Nice,
So,
easy.
Yeah, very easy.
VoRide.
Right, and you can upload it right now, either through Google Play, yep, or the App Store.
Right.
And I have it right here. It's super easy. I downloaded it. It took me less than 2 minutes to complete the entire profile. So
Right.
my profile with my payment information, my just general information, and I can book a ride here in 30 seconds or less. And it will tell you, it asks, there's a place where you can look to find out more information about what it serves, how it serves. And I mean, it's super easy to use. It's just as easy as any other easy app that you're used to using.
So I'm kind of far out from college now. I'm feeling older every day, But if I was a college student right now and I was listening to this, I'd be like, "Wow, that's amazing." But what are the hours of operation?
Okay, so if you don't want to listen to me every time you want to know this, it is on the VoRide app.
Nice.
So Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. to 9 p.m., and Saturday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Those are some good hours for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and before we take our first commercial break, some of our listeners may be thinking, this program, VoRide, sounds very similar to other types of transportation options out there. Do you want to explain some key differences between VoRide and those other options?
So there are other ride-hailing apps or options that I think a lot of us are familiar with. And for the most part, those are single ride, somewhat expensive trips. And now they'll take you wherever you want to go to. This one is slightly different. So you can expect to be in a vehicle with other people. That's why it's so cheap. It may take you a little bit longer to get to where you want to go. Generally speaking, they'll arrive to pick you up at a pretty quick time, 30 to 45 minutes at the most. But as you go along, depending upon the time of the day, it may take you a little bit longer to get to your location than it would if you took a straight through trip on some other, ride option. But that's
still $2 compared to probably 3 or 4 times that on other options.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great bargain.
It is. I agree with you. And you can rest assured that it's a safe, well vetted driver, and Votrin's behind it. So
Nice cars too, right?
they're very
Oh, they're
brand
beautiful.
new, beautiful cars. Yes.
For sure.
All right, with that, we'll take our first break. Stay with us for more Volusia Today.
Subscribe to the Volusia County YouTube channel.
And hit the bell icon to know what's happening in your hometown.
There are so many great places to explore.
And things to learn.
With over 1,000 videos available right now, the channel offers something for everyone.
Let's go!
Did you know we have countless features showcasing history, nature, wildlife, and recreation? Subscribe and hit the bell icon.
Or that we live stream important county meetings and workshops where leaders make decisions that can impact our everyday lives. Did you subscribe yet?
Or that we record our weekly radio show, Volusia Today, where we interview staff from the different divisions and departments across our great county, and they discuss the nitty-gritty of their field and expertise.
Go ahead, subscribe.
But that's not it. There's more. Subscribe and hit the bell icon and fully explore.
Score!
We're back. You're listening to Volusia Today, a public information program brought to you by the County of Volusia. Today in the studio, we got Bobby King, and we're talking an exciting new ride-sharing offering from Votran called VoRide. We've talked a little bit about what it is, the $2 fare.
$2. Gotta keep saying that.
If you take anything away from this episode, it's probably it's $2.
In my voice.
That's it. You've said some interesting things. I think that I don't know if everybody has a full understanding of Votran and what the not the purpose. I feel like everybody kind of understands the purpose or who it's for, but who is your market? Who are you serving in our community?
Okay, so generally speaking, we're providing a service for folks that don't have transportation. They're our workers. They're making shopping trips for groceries. They're some of them are actually our visitors, our tourists. So maybe on the beach side, we expect a few more tourists on the bus, making trips to some of our attractions, like the Marine Science Center.
There you go. December 12th.
Exactly. But yeah, for the most part, they're the people that work here, and they're traveling to and from work, utilizing our service.
Yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, I was just sitting here thinking about it, like, what would I do at the end of the day? Like, life's wild, right? It's full of ups and downs, and you can find yourself in any situation at any time. And if I was in a situation where I did not have a car, my car broke down, I lost my job, I found myself in a situation that I didn't see myself being in. What a service that Volusia County is providing to people in those type of situations, right? I mean, it's got to be a little rewarding, right? I mean,
exactly. Yeah, I mean, what's the most rewarding is our paratransit riders. They're typically older or maybe disabled in some form or fashion, that they can't drive a car, or they can't rely on a family member to take them during the day to the doctor or something like that, and we're there to take them right from their house to wherever they need to go. Really, there's no limit to what type of ride they need, and so those are our most rewarding, is trying to help our community stay active and stay out in the public and do what they normally do, dining or shopping, medical, all of that. So it's there for you whenever you need it.
And I feel like this VoRide and this ride sharing just fits right in. It's like cutting edge. It's a big change. It's a new offering. Mm-hmm. I would think it would probably bring more ridership to the VoTran system in general, because you can hop on one location and you can legitimately get from VoRide or ride sharing to a bus stop, and then you can get throughout the county, right?
Right. I think you're exactly right. I mean, not only do we expect high ridership on this service, but we expect it to move into our other service, our fixed route service, because in some areas, the whole idea is to provide it to people that weren't able to get to the bus stop already. And it may not seem like a long way, half mile, but in the heat, in the elements, and sometimes in the particular neighborhood, you wouldn't feel safe walking through, in the dark or whatever. And this helps somebody get to that location safely, and then move much further into other areas of the county.
It's awesome, for sure.
And then I've got to apologize to you and our listeners. I was actually wrong on the $2, because it's actually not $2 for everybody. It could actually be cheaper than $2.
Yes, yep. So another incentive, it's $1, so half price for young adults between the age of 7 and 18, and anyone over the age of 65. And then if you've qualified as a disabled adult, then that's also $1. And I'll tell you how you can do that. So we currently have a process at VoTran, an application process to become eligible for reduced rates or for paratransit trips. So when I talk about paratransit being a service that I think is very valuable, you have to qualify to be on that service. It's not difficult, but it's something that you do have to sign up for and go through the process of becoming eligible. And the same thing will happen here, only for the reduced rate. If you're not interested in going through that process, you can still ride it for $2. And then, of course, children under the age of 7 with an accompanying adult, guardian, parent, whatever that is free.
Say that one more time.
Free for children under 7.
All right. And I was trying to get out one of the questions that I've heard from the public, so forth. Actually, both of us actually used to work in the community services department, where we provide a lot of great services to low-income and vulnerable citizens. And one of the questions that I've received is, well, for $2 a ride or cheaper, as you said, there's got to be some type of eligibility, like income restrictions, something like that. Is there any type of income restriction for VoRide?
We have a transit disadvantaged program, and that you can qualify in a couple different ways there. It can be income related. It can be, it also has to be somebody that doesn't have a vehicle. So it's a little bit of both. If you're qualifying for ADA service, then it really is just about your ability to whether you can drive or not, whether you can access our regular bus or not. So it's a little bit different.
But now, like VoRide, though, nothing of that. Mm-mm. So when you download the app, it's not going to be like a pre-question there, prove your income, all that.
Right.
It is a strict, you want to ride, you need to get somewhere in the service zone or even outside the service zone. Mm-hmm. We're going to make that happen.
Exactly.
All right. With that, we're going to take our last commercial break. Stay with us for more Volusia Today.
Make the most of your day at the beach. Download the Volusia County Beaches app today. Sign up for real-time notifications on vehicle ramp openings and closings. Find staffed lifeguard towers. Get updates on tides and beach conditions, plus off-beach parking and coastal parks info. Volusia County Beaches app is available for your smart devices at the App Store and Google Play.
Welcome back to Volusia Today. This is Clayton Jackson with Dave Hunt and Bobby King. So to wrap up our segment about VoRide, Bobby, tell us a bit about how the riders can know that they are in good hands and that the drivers they're driving the vehicles are, safe, that they are in good hands. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay. Yeah, I'd love to. So our contractor, VIA, employs all of these drivers, and they've gone through extensive training. They've gone through background checks and you know, criminal history screenings and things like that, and so they meet a much higher standard than, you know, most drivers. They're pretty comparable to our own VoTran drivers, and so we're feel pretty confident that all of the drivers are very well vetted and safe drivers. Of course, they have to have safe driving records. So.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is a little bit different than other type of transit options or providers out there where, you know, Dave or I were like, hey, you know, I think I want to drive for VoRide today, and I'll just click on a few buttons in the app, and then I'm able to drive people around in a VoRide vehicle. It doesn't work like that, does it?
No, it
No.
does not. They're employees of this company. They're not. I believe some of the other ride-hailing companies are not employees of the company. They're maybe considered like a subcontractor
Right.
type of employee, but these are specifically employees of the contractor.
All right. So, Bobby, do you have any closing words for us before we wrap up today's show?
Well, of course, I encourage everybody to check out the VoRide app, download it. You never know when you might need it. We do think we're going to expand into other areas of the county, so stay tuned for those messages. And then last but not least, we are hiring at VoTran.
Very nice.
And we would love for people to check that out on our website, Volusia, www.votran.org.
And also, if they don't have a CDL, you all can help with that, right?
That's right. They don't need a CDL. We will train you for your CDL.
So don't let that scare you off. Like, if you're interested in driving, we will get you there.
Exactly.
All right. So, Bobby, I want to thank you so much for coming today. Excellent information. Dave, thanks for your input. And Volusia County, have a wonderful weekend.